Hello, I miss you in the classroom. I'm looking at ratio, another Year 8 topic. Ratio is comparing. So what we're comparing is the squares in this rectangle. In an exam, a rectangle can be defined by right angles or 2 and 2 and 1 and 1 to show that the opposite sides are equal. Or the exam might say this is a rectangle, and then you just take the word for it and take my word for it. That's a rectangle. All right, so shaded to not shaded. How many squares have shading in them? 4 do. All right, so 4. How many squares are not shaded? There are 6. Guys, here's the thing. This will only be out of 1 mark. It's fairly easy, isn't it? So it's only out of 1 mark. You've got to get it correct. If it says shaded to not shaded, you've got to write the shaded first. If you write 6 to 4, it's incorrect. The shaded are 4. There are 6 squares not shaded, so you've got to write it 4 to 6. Next one, not shaded to shaded. There's 6 to 4, indicating there that question is different to that question. Last one, no shaded. There are 4 to the total number of squares, which are 10. So it's 4 to 10. Now, just like fractions, we should simplify our answer. There's 4 squares shaded, 6 squares not. Let's simplify. They're both even, so every even number in the world can be divided by 2, yeah? So 2 into 4 goes 2, 2 into 6 goes 3, and that is saying, when it's simplified, for every 2 squares that are shaded, there are 3 squares that are not. All right, 6 to 4, 2 into that goes 3, 2 into that goes 2, and the last one, 4 to 10. So both even numbers again, divide by 2, so it is 2 to 5. So for every 2 shaded, there are 5 squares in total. Let's do another example. By the way, I got a microphone from my daughter for Mother's Day. Let's see if the sound is different or better or whatever. All right, here's a different question. In a classroom on a particular day, there are 16 boys present, there are 12 girls, and there are 1 teacher. What is the ratio of boys to girls on that particular day? That particular day, the ratio is 16 to 12. All right, now we've got to simplify it. So what's simplified? What number goes into 16 and 12? Yes, 2 goes into both, but then we've got to do it again because there's a higher number that goes into both. So what number is higher? 4. 4 goes into both. So how many 4s in 16? 4. How many 4s in 12? So basically, for every 4 boys in the classroom that day, there are 3 girls. Yes, that's what ratio is. Girls to boys. So there are 12 to 16. Just indicating here, just showing you again, if the girls are said first, or you've got to put the girls' answer first. Again, 4 goes into both. So it is 4 into 12 goes 3, and 4 into 16 goes 4. The teacher to the students, how many students are there? There are 16 and 12, so that's 28 students. There is 1 teacher to 28 students. So we can't simplify 1 to 28. We can't if 1's 1, we can't simplify that ever. All right, so total to the teacher, the total, how many people are in the classroom that day? That's how I should have said the total number of people. How many people in the classroom that day? There are 29 and to 1. All right, so the 1 is also one of the totals. Yeah, so there we go. Can't simplify those last 2. Okie doke, haven't written the heading, but this is dividing a quantity into a ratio. So the question would be something like this. Meg and Tess work in a restaurant. At the end of the night, there are $500 in tips, and they decide to share it in the ratio of how many hours each one of them worked that night. So Meg worked 4 hours that night, Tess worked 6, so they decided to share it in the ratio of 4 to 6. Here are the steps. The first thing, you add them, 4 plus 6. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10, and then we divide 500 divided by 10. So there are 10 parts. How much is each part worth? We divide it. So it is 500 divided by 10, which is equal to 50. Each part is worth $50, okay? Meg gets 4 parts because she worked 4 hours. Tess gets 6 parts because she worked 6 hours. All right, so it's 50 times by 4 for Meg, which is 200, and 50 times by 6 for Tess, which is equal to 300 there. Now here's the important thing with these questions. These two have got to add up to that original. If they don't, we've done something wrong. Okay, so 200 plus 300 is equal to 500, which is what the original amount is. Let's just do one more question on that. Okay, here's a type of question you might see for ratio. It's also dividing a quantity into a ratio, but there's three. All right, so Bill and Ben and Fred decide to invest in a business because you can't start a business without investing in the first place. And at the end of the month, the end of the first month, they've made $27,000 profit, but Bill's only invested $1,000, Ben's invested $3,000, and Fred's invested $5,000. They're going to share that $27,000 in the ratio that they invested in. It's not really fair to divide it by 3 because Fred invested a lot more than Bill. All right, so first things first, add them up. So it's 1,000 plus 3,000 plus 5,000. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9, so total is 9,000. So the 9,000 parts, and then it's 27,000 profit divided by 9,000, which is equal to 3. Okay, each part's worth 3. Now, to get their profits at the end, Bill gets 1,000 lot of 3, sorry, which is $3,000. I'm not writing it down, so just pay a little bit of attention here. Bill gets 1,000 lot of 3, so he gets $3,000. Ben gets 3,000 lots worth of 3, so that's $9,000. And Fred gets $5,000 worth of 3, so that's $15,000. So $15,000 plus 9,000 plus 3,000 is equal to 27. Remember, at the end, it's got to add up to 27. It's got to add up to the total. So we've done that correctly. One gets 15,000, one gets 9,000, one gets 3,000. That adds up to 27,000. My email is percentageplus@gmail.com if you want to go into ratio a little bit further than what we've done today. So my thoughts today are to do with you choosing electives sometime next term or the term after for year 9. If I'm talking to year 8 at the moment, for year 9 you will be choosing electives. My thoughts, I do have opinions, believe it or not. My thoughts are this. Choosing subjects that your friends are choosing is not necessarily going to be beneficial for you at the end of the day. Choose something that you're interested in, and you may well and truly be interested in the same things as your friends. That might be why you're friends. But run your own show a little bit with it. Choose something that, if you're a creative, if you're music, if you're art, then go for it. You're not going to excel in a subject that you hate. All right. So choose what you think is going to be benefit for you. You might be starting to think about what you might want to do when you leave school, and if year 11 and 12 you get to choose a whole lot of other electives. The only thing that's compulsory in year 11 and 12 is English, so you get to choose a whole lot of other electives then, and it depends on the school how many there are, but usually there's quite a few electives to choose from. So if you're sporty, there's sports. If you're feeling like you want to be something academic, then there's other mathsy, sciencey, English subjects to take, politics, all of that thing. Have a think about what you're interested in, what you might excel in, what you might go well in. There's also a little bit of danger in choosing subjects because you think that a teacher's going to take that subject. Whether you love the teacher, therefore you're going to choose it, or you hate the teacher, then therefore you're not going to choose it. Teachers just don't, it's great if you've got a good working relationship with the teacher and you want to be in that subject, and you think that you'll work well and that'll work for you. That's great, but just don't depend on it wholly and solely, because teachers change schools, retire, change what subjects they're teaching the following year, all of that. So have a think. I really think run your own show. And parents too have a say, guys. And parents, they can be annoying, but if they want to say in what electives you choose, they're also because they're caring and they're thinking of your future. Work with your parents, work with your staff. There'll be information evenings as well. And then at the end of the day, come to the decisions. Weigh things up a little bit. But choosing things because your friends are choosing it doesn't always work out that well. Do you. Thanks. Have a lovely day. Be kind to your teachers.